Hey guys, this is AyGeeJay and welcome back to another video. So this video is a little bit late being made. This is the birth story for this year's roleplay. Now, this was supposed to be filmed at like 1 week old. He's now 3 weeks old, so a little late. Sorry about that. I was gonna film it this past week, but I've had an ulcer and it's only just getting better, so I'm gonna try and speak now, because this is probably gonna be a long one. I have notes and stuff on my old phone here. There's a lot. So we're just gonna try and sort this out. So, just to note before we start, this is from the point of view as if it were real, not a role play. So this is as though it was an actual labour and birth. I will do a separate video explaining how to roleplay labour if you would like that. You need to let me know if you want that though, because I won't make it if you don't want it, because I'm not gonna film something if no one's gonna watch it. So let me know if you want to know how to roleplay labour. But today I'm going to be explaining what happened during my labour. So let's get into the video. So at 10:33 on the 27th of July 2019, my contractions began. So I used this app called the Birth Centre, which is a great app. It gives you week by week or day by day information about pregnancy and then postpartum about your baby, and they have a contraction timer, and so I was using their contraction timer. So started at 10:33 a.m. and it was 11 seconds long, and they were pretty much 10 to 15 seconds long and about 7 to 10 minutes apart. Yeah. Until about 11:30. So for about an hour they were 7 to 10 minutes apart and 10 to 15 seconds long. Yeah, so that was how it started. Weren't really hurting, it was just like, that's happening. Now it's not. So I was just gathering together my last minute items and preparing the room, getting everything set up. So I was doing a home birth and hypnobirthing, which is basically where you use breathing techniques and a peaceful environment to help you deliver naturally. So I had my suitcase all packed just in case I had to go to the hospital, so everything stayed in there at the end of my bed. But kind of as I got more settled throughout the day, it was like, I'm not going anywhere, let's start bringing things up here, because the suitcase had to be the end of my bed and I was up here at the top, so I wanted things by me so I didn't have to move. So the whole day I stayed in here until a good few hours after he was born. From the time the contraction started at 10:33 in the morning, I stayed here until a few hours after he was born. I didn't leave unless I needed the toilet, which happens a lot when you're pregnant. So packing the last minute things, like things that I had to use day to day but would want with me if I had to go to the hospital. So I was gathering things around and preparing the room. So to prepare the room, I made sure that I had things to be comfortable. I had my blankets, my cushions, the curtains were open so it was nice and bright but not too bright in my eyes, and I had my lunch. I made a packed lunch and I brought it up and I kept it here. So I went downstairs and made a packed lunch, and then if I had to go to the hospital I had my lunch with me and I could take it. But I brought things up, and for scent I had picked out 2 body sprays, a pineapple one and a shea butter one, and I was just like, whichever one I'm feeling on the day, then we'll spray that one. Basically it's like a room spray. So I did. And I chose the shea butter one. The pineapple one just smelled too sickly sweet on the day. I just wasn't having it. So I sprayed shea butter all around me. Sorry, my hair is not behaving, but we're used to this by now. So I sprayed the shea butter body spray around the room to make it smell nice, and then I kept it next to me so that once it had kind of wore off or I wanted that again, then I could just and I'm sorted. So then around 10:30, no, 10:30 they started, 11:30 contractions were getting closer together, so now they're more 5 to 6 minutes apart, 25 to 30 seconds long. And at this point I phoned my midwife. I was just told her what was going on with the contractions, and she said, just let me know when they get to 4 to 5 minutes apart, or your waters break, whichever one comes first. And she was like, I'll be on standby waiting for your call, and I'll get my stuff together now and I'm ready to come over. So then around 12 PM contractions are getting a bit more intense. Now they're starting to hurt a bit more, and I'm like making some noises as I'm breathing through, like yep. And then around 12:30 we feel a pop and waters begin to leak all over my bed. So I immediately call my midwife again. My waters broke, come now. And then I grabbed my lunch. I was just sitting here. Waters, lunch. I got changed out of my clothes, got towels and stuff. But actually I started my lunch just before my waters broke. Here is a clip of that. Me just enjoying my lunch, and then I had to go and clean myself up afterwards before I could continue my lunch. I was hungry. I had to go to the toilet a couple times. Not great when you're in labour, just gonna say that. But baby is still sitting on your bladder, so you don't get a break at that. About 1 PM my midwife arrived, and the contractions are now 3 to 4 minutes apart, 45 to 50 seconds long, and I can't talk through them. Now that also means, or meant for me, I couldn't even make noises, so I'd just go silent and breathing very heavily through the contractions. Couldn't even do the groaning noises. Like, no noise was coming out of me. 2 PM, losing motivation. Like, this has been going on for a couple hours now. It's starting to hurt. I'm not having fun now. So because I was losing motivation, my midwife checked me and I was 7 centimetres. So that meant transition phase was just about to start. It was going to get a hell of a lot worse from here. Contractions were 2 to 3 minutes apart and 50 to 55 seconds long, and now I couldn't stand through them. So one thing that you don't think about is once you can't stand through them, your midwife is still telling you walk up and down to ease the pain. So then you're walking, contraction hits. I'm not walking anymore, I'm just so I didn't go anywhere. Now one thing, I had to go to the toilet at least once after I couldn't stand through them. which is fun when you're on the toilet and then you have a contraction and the only place to sit is on the edge of the bath or on the toilet again. So I was just like trying to wash my hands and then whoa, just had to sit on the bath, cling onto the sink, just whew, that caught me off guard. But I was just standing next to my bed and kind of trying to rock, and then contraction would hit and we'd sit back down again and breathing begins again. So then at 2, that was going on, and then at 3 I decided to just lie down on my side so that my tummy could rest on the bed and I didn't have to hold it up, and just try and nap or relax. So I used this Sleep Stories app where it's basically bedtime stories for adults, and it was great. And I was listening to Myths of the Cherokee. I was having a great time just getting a bedtime story at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in labour. Full-blown labour. And then around... So at that point, it did kind of relax me a bit. I was focusing on the words of the story so much that it kind of drowned out the contractions. I couldn't feel them as much. And then at 3:30, I was like, I gotta move. Can't do this anymore, can't sit still. I like couldn't focus on the stories anymore. I was kind of coming out of it and they were just hitting harder and harder again. So I decided to sit on the end of my bed, because at this point contractions were 1 to 2 minutes apart and 55 to 65 seconds long, extremely intense. So like when you have a contraction that is 60 seconds long and then they're 1 minute apart, they're literally end, begin, end, begin, end, begin. So if we get an example of this, let's find one from my list. So we have like 1 minute and 1 second long, and then it was 1 minute 22 seconds since the last one. So when you're measuring how far between contractions, how long between contractions, you do it from the beginning. So you start a contraction, 1 minute and a second later it ends, 21 seconds later another one began. So I got 20 seconds between that. Not very fun. So this was just going on for a while to get a few seconds between them. And they were just coming one after the other, just hitting. Right here now we've got 1 minute 5 seconds long, so begin, 1 minute 5 seconds, end, 6 seconds later we begun again. Not very fun. And they were extremely intense, they were all really hurting at this point. But surprisingly still no noises coming out of me, I'm just all breathing. But just could not talk, could not stand, just on the edge of my bed, like just pretty much pushing myself up and down, trying to move, holding my stomach because it's too heavy. At this point starting to panic because it's like, oh my god, I have to give birth soon. I was literally like trying to hold him in. Just yeah. And then around 4 p.m. they checked me again. That's 10 centimetres. Go time. So it was just like, okay, everyone chill. We're gonna get ready for this. Don't know how long we're gonna be pushing for. Just gonna sit on the bed and chill. And we got the blanket ready. And we got the scissors ready to cut the cord. And then it was push time. And then let's just read you out my contractions from that point. So from about 4, you've got the contractions to like get the head and then get him out, and then you've still got like 1 or 2 after that for the placenta. So we had 1 minute long, 2 minutes 22 seconds later. So 1 minute and 22 until the next one started. That was pretty good. I was very happy about that, because that gave me a break. But then, no, because then 1 minute later, we've got 1 minute 3 seconds, 1 minute 48 between since the last. 1 minute 1 second long, 58 seconds long, 58 seconds. So around 4:06 the head was born, and then a few contractions later we had 53 seconds long, 1 minute 42 since the last one, and that was from 4:08 to 4:09, it kind of crossed over, and then 4:09, this one's only marked down as 12 seconds long because like it was just contraction, push for 12 seconds, and the baby is born, and then I wasn't focusing on contractions anymore. I was like, it's done, he's born, please stop it. So that was a mistake on my part, but he was born at 4:09 p.m. and yeah, very happy. Then at 4:11, 4:12, the placenta was born. But what we did was I got him out. When he came out, I was sitting on the edge of my bed and he was born, and I brought him up onto my chest and then like was holding him, and he was like squiggling all over the place, trying to get the cord untangled from his legs. It was tangled around his feet. He'd like tied his ankles together with the cord. So, and then I got to cut the cord, but we did delayed cord clamping, so you wait until it stopped pulsing so that all the goodness that's still left in the cord can go into the baby before you cut it. And then we cut the cord and ditched the placenta and just held him, and then covered him with the blanket immediately. And then I changed, I can't remember if I changed, I think I changed immediately after whilst holding him somehow into a black tank top, I think, like a strappy top, one like this but a black version, one of these, into that so that I can take the straps off, and basically took the straps down and lay him on my chest for an hour with a blanket over, and we did skin to skin. It's okay, baby boy. You calm down. Calm down. Didn't rub off the Vernix. He got his eye drops and vitamin K shots and Hep B. All the shots that he needed. All the tests he needed. He did great on his APGAR score. He did like a 7 the first time and then a 9 the second or something. You have to do a test at 1 minute since birth and then 5 minutes. And then if they fail the 5-minute one, you do it at 10 and you keep going every 5 minutes until they get a passing score. And he passed both times, so he was fine. And we just did skin to skin for an hour until like 5 o'clock. Then, oh, I didn't look up that bit. At some point within the first hour, we put on a nappy, but still kept him naked on me, apart from a nappy, and then gave him his first feed, and he had 2 ounces of formula, and just kept him close to me. And then once he was done feeding and changed, he did his meconium poo and everything was great, and then I put him in some clothes and he went to sleep. And so yeah, and it was a really great experience. And then the first night was pretty easy, and yeah, so you should have had some clips throughout this, hopefully. I didn't take much footage, but I did tell you that I wasn't going to, because I just wanted to focus on labour and birth. But then, yeah, so that's it. He was born at 4:09 p.m. on the 27th of July 2019. He was 8 pounds 2 ounces, 54 centimetres long, and his head was 15¼ inches big. He had a small head actually, but he's fine now. And yeah, my little baby. Yeah, so that's the birth pretty much. Ow. So yeah, if you like this video, then give it a like and let me know. If you want to see the video about how to roleplay that labour, birth, let me know and I'll make a video about it. And subscribe to see more Reborn content. Follow my Instagram account, which will be linked in the description, so that you can see cute footage of him all year round. Because if you know what my video schedule is like, it is non-existent, and it is like every couple months except for the summer. So if you want more regular content, go to the Instagram account, because I'll just post adorable pictures all the time. Yeah, so let me know and I will make more videos. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.